And then it got to, there's a scene in the film where I get a blowjob.
I've seen it.
Great.
Not
And
on a big screen,
you
on a normal
You don't even
screen.
see that bit. You just see my face and some noises. And I looked, my mum was sat next to me and I was like, no, I can't do this. So I just got up and left.
Oh, God.
The show came out and then suddenly I gained like 3 million Instagram followers in 2 days.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, which is crazy. And yeah, I was still back in the Isle of Man doing my A-levels. And so it was a very... there's absolutely no way you can prepare for it, but we were especially unprepared for it. The guys who did Harry Potter, it's like they spent the rest of the next 10 years trying to shake Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And it's not that I want to shake Heartstopper at all. It's just I definitely don't want to be defined by it.
No.
But I think it's like the Miley Cyrus. It's the...
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm going to go and get naked on a wrecking ball, but...
You could.
I could.
Yeah, you could do that.
Maybe.
There's still time.
There's still time.
Hello, lovely Joe.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Fresh from your premiere last night.
Fresh is the right word there.
That suit was excellent.
Thank you. Thank you.
God, did you feel powerful in it?
I felt very powerful. I felt like, powerful and hot.
Yeah, I love wearing a suit.
It's great.
It's the best feeling.
I should wear a dress and maybe then I'll feel...
No, suits are better.
Yeah.
Suits, there's something about suits very grounding.
Yeah, I felt like I was the boss bitch.
You were the boss bitch. I mean, walking those red carpets is horrendous as anyone. It's just the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Terrifying. You feel sort of exposed.
Everyone's staring at you and...
Staring at you.
Yeah. But not... Everyone's staring at you but not talking to you.
No.
They just sort of look at you. And then I was like, where do I go?
So unnerving.
Yeah.
So having a good suit, a powerful suit is the way forward.
I think so.
How was it? Did you actually sit and watch the film last night?
So I wasn't going to, and then I got there and I was like, oh, it'd be really nice to watch with more my family and my friends. And then I got onto the screen and I've never seen such a big cinema screen in my life. It was the most humongous screen. And then it got to, there's a scene in the film where I get a blowjob.
I've seen it.
Great.
Not on a
And
big screen,
you don't,
on a
you
normal
don't even
screen.
see that bit. You just see my face and some noises. And I looked, my mum was sat next to me and I was like, no, I can't do this. So I just got up and left.
Oh, God.
I lasted a good 15, 20 minutes.
I mean, it's not normal, is it, that your mum watches you getting a blowjob?
And I hope it's not normal.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah. So then I
Even
did,
a fake blowjob, it's not normal.
yeah. It's just
No.
no. Ugh.
And what is your mum just kind of like looking ahead, pretending it's not
My
happening?
mum was pissing herself laughing.
Brilliant. That's what we
She
love.
was just laughing. It was
I love it.
just great. But then I just left and had a drink. And then I had 2 tequilas in the bar and then came back in for the last half an hour of the film and then forgot that they were making us do a Q&A afterwards.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm drunk now. I'm really drunk. So I think I was just very quiet in the Q&A, doing a lot of nodding.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Strange being an actor, isn't it? The things that you have
It's
to
a weird
do.
life.
So odd.
So odd.
So odd, but so exciting.
Yeah. I get to live my dream and that's great.
It's beautiful. And also you exec produced this film as well.
I did.
That's a nice string to your bow.
Yeah. It's nice to have your opinions listened to because they have to.
I love that.
But it ended up being a very collaborative, it felt like it was like we'd graduated into those roles and the story has always been so like collaborative anyway. So it was just sort of the nice next step.
Yeah, and it's such a moving, heart, like gut-wrenching film at times. And it sort of, I'm in my mid-40s now, but it dragged me back to all of those feelings of being young and navigating, what your life is going to look like and trying to imagine it and trying to create that forward motion of like, this is the person that I want to become. You depicted that perfectly in the film.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been weird because I feel like my growing up and becoming an adult has like sort of mirrored the show and the characters and the journey, and because like we started that show almost 5 years ago and yet it still feels like we're like the new kids in town, but we're very much not. The BAFTA do this Rising Star party every year, and this year, me and my friends were like, oh, let's go. And then my publicist was like, I'm not sure I don't think you need to go to that one anymore. And I was like, no, it'll be fun. It'll be great. Got there and we were like the oldest people there.
Oh God, that's
and
depressing.
we knew everyone and all these like young, new, shiny things were in here. And I felt like I was like in this with the cigarette in the corner, like,
yeah, you're the old man now, babes.
That was me before. Now I'm
so
a
funny.
washed out old thing. But it was nice in that it was like, oh, like I'm not the new kid anymore. And that's actually a nice thing. Like I know all these people here. And like, I remember going into that party 4 years ago and being like, what is this?
That is a good feeling. I mean, much like how you depict in the film, that moment of, you know, in the film, your characters are going to university, but that thing of you are the small fish and you're starting in this big pond, and the same in the acting world that, you know, you go to a red carpet, you go to a party, everybody's, you know, familiar with the environment and each other, and you've got to kind of pretend and go along with like, oh, I'm okay here.
And no one tells you what to do in those scenarios.
No, terrifying. And now you're like,
yeah, no, it's just easy peasy.
Another party.
Yeah.
I've got this.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy revisiting Heartstopper, making the film, being back with your cast members and friends?
Yeah, it always feels like going back to school or like going back to boarding school after, not that I've got any idea what that's like, but like going home in a way, because most of the crew was always the same throughout the 4 different times we'd done it, and all the cast always came back, and it felt just comfortable and nice.
And how's it now? You're in the bit just prior to the film being released, and you've got red carpets and you've got press and you've got the hysteria. There is a hysteria about Heartstopper that, you know, that doesn't happen so often, that a show creates such fandom and people going absolutely nuts for it, and you're at the epicenter of that. What's that like for you?
Weirdly, like normal now. Like I think when it first happened and the show came out and it sort of blew up, it took a few years to adjust to the changes in my life and changes in what I share on social media and how much I want to say and what the public persona of Joe is compared to what me as an actual person is like. And I went through, like at first it was like, I'm going to post everything, give everything, and then I almost went, after like 6 months, I was like, oh no, this is too much, and then did the complete opposite and like didn't post on social media for like a year. And now I feel like I'm in like a happy medium where I know my boundaries, I know what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and which is nice, but it's just weird. It's a weird in a good way, but just a weird situation to be in.
Yeah. And I guess because you can never anticipate with a brand new show, although there's obviously the Heartstopper was popular before the TV show was made, you can't guarantee that's going to translate and that there's going to be that hysteria around a TV show. So to an extent, you weren't prepared for what came after the show was released. Not
at all. I mean, we made the show on like a shoestring budget, and Netflix like, oh, this is nice, but I don't think they would mind me saying that. I don't think they had any idea that it would explode in the way it did. And so we didn't do any press we did like half a day press for season 1. We did like little bits here and there, and then the show came out, and then suddenly I gained like 3 million Instagram followers in 2 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah, which is crazy. And yeah, I was still back in the Isle of Man doing my A-levels. And so it was a very, there's absolutely no way you can prepare for it, but we were especially unprepared for it.
That's wild. I mean, that's a really tricky thing to navigate, certainly when you're not expecting it. And to go quite literally from like, you're doing your A-levels to you've got millions of people wanting to know your business, all eyes on you. Did that mentally take its toll? Because I'm in my mid-40s and I've been doing this job a long time, and it still fucks me up in the head constantly.
Yeah.
The level of, I don't know, sometimes I just feel like I'm absolutely losing the plot. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely still elements and times where it feels like that. And I think at the time it was like so alien and so not real that it didn't almost like,
it's too abstract.
Yeah, it wasn't a real thing, because I was just this 17-year-old, 18 at that point, like kid from the Isle of Man. Like it's not real life. And whereas now it's like, oh no, this definitely is real life.
Yeah.
It's been a long dream if I'm still not waking up.
Correct. I can pinch you real hard and we can see
Okay,
if
great.
it is. What did the people around you back home, what was their reaction to it? Because often you can remain the same, but
Sure.
other people can project onto you that you're a bit different now, that you've changed in some way, even though you feel exactly the same as you did.
I have always had amazing friends around me, and like all my best friends before from home are still my best friends. I live with one of them now, which is great. And they always, in fact, I remember one of my best friends saying to someone, like, you know what, Joe, like, I actually think this has made you have less of an ego. Like before you're a bit of an asshole, but now you're actually, so now you have to check your ego. It's actually less than it was.
That's hilarious.
Which is great. Thanks. I'm happy that.
Well, it does bring about this really weird, acute level of self-awareness that, you don't have to necessarily have that in such a magnified way if you're not seen by lots of people and exposed to lots of people in terms of, like you say, how you're using social media or what they think of you or what they believe you're all about. So you have to, like in a setting like this, everything we're saying now is being heard by lots of people that we don't know.
Yes.
And they can then make an assumption of who you are as a person based on this. So you do start to almost overthink everything that comes out of
100%.
your mouth. Every outfit that you put on, everything you post on social media is so overthought that it's actually quite hard to then let your guard down and relax and go, oh my God, or like, what is the distinction between the you at work and the you at home?
Yeah, it is. It's something that I definitely have struggled with, but I think I've realized recently that I just don't care. In a way of like, sometimes if those things blur, then that's okay, and next time it doesn't have to. And there doesn't have to be like a distinct huge difference in those things, because I think if you try and compartmentalize your life into those completely two different things, then it becomes like just exhausting.
Yeah.
So like I would say the Joe at work and the Joe at home they are the same person and very similar. Just maybe the Joe at work wouldn't like scratch my bum when I had an itch. I just did, although I literally just did it. So
feel free.
Yeah.
I've heard you talk previously about how bits of your, not necessarily childhood, but your teendom and being a young person, bits of your life, you sort of miss because you're all of a sudden in this machine that is making a TV show, doing the press for it. You're on to the next one. Other opportunities are coming about. You've got all the furore around the TV show coming out. So you miss certain little milestones that other young people might go through. How does that make you feel?
I think it's like sacrificing little things for the opportunity to do my dream job and live the life I always wanted to live. Like, I didn't go to university, but I didn't need to. And I would have loved to have gone to university, and I still think I one day do want to get a degree. But right now, this journey is taking me, and I want to follow that. Or like all the little things, like if I go to a club with my friends, it's just slightly different for me experience, because while people are very respectful and nice, I can see that person if they're looking at me for a little bit too long because they're trying to figure out if they know who I am. And I don't know, there's just, you make adjustments. But I think that maybe like 3 years ago, it really affected me, and then I wouldn't do things because I was worried about always being recognized, or like things being online about me being drunk and silly, and whereas now I have a rule to myself that I won't not do something because I'm worried about that. If that means I have to do it whilst wearing a cap or doing something else, or like just like adjustment to make it more comfortable for myself, then I will do that. But I'm not going to not do things because of that, because also I get to do so many amazing things because of it, and I get to go to so many amazing places and meet so many amazing people that I used to see the sacrifice is not the right word, because it's not a sacrifice to have to wear a cap and somewhere like get life, but but I used to see them as like negatives, whereas now it's like, well, it's just part of it, and you get used to it, and
and also, who gives a fuck?
Who cares? No, also no one cares is what I've also learned.
No one cares. And even if the shit hits the fan, like someone posts a picture or something is in the papers, like, what? We're all human, giving it our best shot. And sometimes you want to go out and get shit-faced in a club. Like, who
And sometimes
cares?
it's fun to laugh at articles about you in the Sun.
Yes, exactly. I mean, you have to, otherwise you'll cry.
You do have to.
You'll cry. I totally hear you. I didn't go to uni either because I started work at 16. And my own experience of starting in TV so young, I mean, I think it does fuck you in the head in some ways.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It just does. You know, I think they're missing out on, you know, those sorts of, the stuff where you can be messy when you're meant to be messy in life and like make big mistakes and whatever. I think it feels, again, it's not like a big sacrifice. I don't want to over dramatize it, but I do think, for me, it personally fucked me in the head, without a doubt.
I think it makes you like go from being, like, you were 16, I was 17. You go from being 16, 17-year-old actual genuine teenager, and then suddenly you're a full adult without those years of making the mistakes and doing the things that people do in the ages of like 70 to 25. Like, whenever I meet people, they're always like, oh, you're such an old wise soul, Joe. And it's like, yeah, because I had to be a 35-year-old when I was 17. So
it's so true. And you're not only surrounded by adults in the workplace, you know, we both were, you're instantly working with people way older than you, and you don't want it to feel just like a maternal paternal relationship. You want to feel like on some level with the people you're working with. So you do up age, but simultaneously I felt infantilized by the industry and by the job itself. So I felt 5 but 55. And it was just the weirdest thing. And it's taken me years, I reckon, until like the last few years, where I've gone, you're in your 40s and that's where you're at. Like, that's just where you're at. You don't need to be the little lost kid version of you, or that I'm trying to be really adult, or, you know, I'm paying my parents' rent and I'm 16 with responsibilities kind of thing. It's such a strange dynamic.
Yeah. Because I often talk about how, like, in the entertainment industry, there's no other job where you can be the youngest person in the room but yet have the most power. Like, if I go onto set, if I don't want something to happen, as much as I would never, because that's diva and thing, like, if it's just it won't happen. If I say I don't like that, then that I would never do that. But knowing that one could at such a young age, especially when, like, if you're being thrust into this world, you've got no idea what it is. Like, I understand now, I can see very clearly how, like, people, like, who don't have the right support systems in place just go
off the rails. Yeah, totally. And the thing that stops you, I think, is your upbringing.
Yes.
And I've got a mum that would have at any point, and still would, go, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, same.
Like, sort your shit out. You were raised by a single mum.
Yeah.
How do you think how she raised you has informed how you're navigating all of this craziness?
Yeah, I mean, my mum is amazing and she takes no bullshit.
Yeah, good.
But she's also the kindest, most lovely person in the world. She's a primary school teacher, and I think being a primary school teacher is probably one of the hardest jobs in the world. And I could never do it.
No.
But she does it and she loves it and she loves kids, and she was a great mum. And I had her sisters as well who would there, and I had a very, like, woman-centric upbringing.
I love that.
It was great.
A village of women.
Yes.
All the witches.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, it's my favourite.
Yeah.
It's so good. And it's funny, what age do you think you got to where you saw your mum and maybe your aunties as humans? Because there is this, like, weird moment in adulthood where you can recognise, yes, this is my mum and these are her traits and this is how she parents me, but you're also like, oh my God, she lived this whole life before I came along. And there's a human there that's got their stories and their issues and the strength they have. At what point did you start seeing that, do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I think my mum has always been, one of the things I love about my mum is she's always been so honest with me. I think that she was a teacher and she always talks about how, like, children are far more resilient than adults, and how we like infantilize kids too much and don't tell them about things, and therefore they don't learn about things. So she never hid anything away from me, obviously, like, age appropriately, but and so I think I saw her as a human quite early on, which is great. And yeah,
I like that style of parenting. And, you know, I'm a parent, so I'm constantly trying to navigate that? Like, how much do you say? How honest should you be?
Yeah.
But you on the receiving end of that, that's been a real plus, that she's just had adult chat with you about stuff.
Like if I asked about something, she would tell me, and I mean, obviously there's like certain things, but like I never felt like she allowed me to be curious, which I think is a very good thing.
Yeah. Was there a point when you were a kid when you said, I want to be an actor, Mum, this is for me?
Yeah, numerous times. And she was like, okay, darling. And the Isle of Man has a very great Amdram scene. And so I remember when I was 6, I auditioned for The Wizard of Oz, and I got a call back, but it was just too much, and I just got crying and couldn't go back in. And then it was like 3 or 4 years later, I was like, oh, I want to try it again. Mum was like, are you sure, darling? And then, and then she ended up having to then take me to like rehearsals every night after work, and like on the bus because she didn't drive, and she sacrificed a lot of her, but now she's making up for it. So
yeah, she's loving it. It's so great. She must be unbelievably proud.
Yes, she is.
So proud. Yeah. So Isle of Man's got a great Amdram scene. I didn't know this.
It does.
So you're doing theatre shows on the Isle of Man. You're getting a taste for it. This is what you want to do. What were your dreams at that point? What could you envisage for yourself? Because you've clearly manifested it, whatever you were picturing.
I mean, I wanted to be in the West End. I wanted to be in musicals, but I can't dance. Is the big draw there. That was my like passion. And then as I got a bit older, I'd seen friends who are incredibly talented move to London, go to Arts Ed, go to Lambda, do all the drama schools, and then have to move home after a few years because they couldn't afford to live in London because it's a very expensive place to live. And I didn't want that because I was also quite academic at school, and I loved learning, and I also was very passionate about politics and journalism and history. And so I was like, oh, I'll just get a degree in politics and history. And then my other dream job other than being an actor was to be a political correspondent at the BBC. So I was like, that's a bit like acting. It's like,
I love that for you.
Yeah. And I like that was my like, so then I started focusing on that for a bit. And then Heartstopper did an open call so anyone could audition.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck it, why not? Let's have a go. And then everything just sort of happened very quickly after that.
Isn't that so mad? Like those moments of fate. It's so bonkers.
It is very, very weird.
When you went into that audition, well, you've done the audition, you've gone back home. Did you have a little feeling like, that felt pretty good?
Yes, I think I sort of knew.
Did you?
Just like the way everyone was acting, and I had a guess. And then, because it was during COVID, so I then had to go back to the Isle of Man and self-isolate in my house on my own, because if you left the Isle of Man, you had to, there were some very strict rules.
Whoa.
And so I found out I got the part, and it was just me alone in my house.
Oh no.
My mum had to stay at my grandma's house. Like, so on FaceTime, it's like, great, cool.
Oh my God. But then I'm imagining you had more time to process it.
I had like a week and a half left I had to self-isolate for, and then I had to leave 3 days after that to start filming. So
oh my God.
It was all very fast.
Such a whirlwind. So up until then, you'd been doing mainly theatre.
Yeah, but like all amateur, hadn't done any screen stuff.
And that is a leap, isn't it? To then go into this, a huge TV show.
Yeah, it was. But I think at the time, because like it didn't seem like a huge, like no one thought it would be a huge TV show until 3 days after it came out. It was always a very little thing. And then, which I think helped the first season be as sweet as it was, because we were all, had no idea what we were stepping into. Kind
of in a delightful situation to not have that anticipation. Did you have nerves walking on set for the first time?
Yeah, I think I did. It's weird. I like that whole first season of filming. I sort of don't remember very much, because it was so long ago and so like a blur.
Yeah.
But I remember that first day. I remember our first scene with me, Toby and Whirly play Isaac and Tao, my best friends, and it was just on a bench. And I remember like walking out of this abandoned school in Slough that we filmed in, and there was like one camera on a little boom op thing and like some lights, and I was like, this is the most crazy thing ever. Now if I was walking that, I'd be like, oh, all right.
Yeah, the usual.
Yeah. Even that, I'd be like, oh God, is that it? Is that what we have today?
Yeah.
But then it was like, wow, this is the biggest thing ever.
Yeah, so amazing. It's such a cool thing to think back to. Like that was the birth of it all. That's the start of it all.
It was, yeah.
And then this is kind of the end.
This is the end. This is it. Yeah.
How does that feel?
Bittersweet in that I think the show was very ready to end. I could have gone on making that show forever, but I think there's nothing worse than when things like last too long. And like you clearly, it's like you're 45 playing a 20-year-old. Like, come on, let's...
In Greece.
Yeah, let's go in grace. Let's go with our head held high. But it feels like sending a kid to university. Like, it's ready. We're ready. Everyone's ready. But it's still a bit sad.
Yeah, it's maybe something like in 10 years you'll really feel like, oh my God, that was just the most gorgeous era.
Yeah, definitely.
You're still in it.
Yeah.
Until it's done.
But if it's weird, like last night, the premiere, everyone was asking me this, and I sort of just, it doesn't feel like it's, I think it'll probably hit me in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
When I'm just sat at home and be like, oh shit, that's it, done.
Maybe you need to like properly say goodbye to Charlie in some way.
I will.
Say goodbye to that character.
I know.
Because he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
For now.
For now. I mean, you'll always, I guess, have that fondness in your heart for Heartstopper.
Yeah.
It being the catalyst for everything. It's such a unique, special experience to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, because there is something so amazing about having that first opportunity to, your foot's in the door, like you're in now, and you're just like now, like I remember that feeling again of like, oh my God, right, I'm doing, I'm TV presenting, I'm in, now I need to stay in. I just and you sort of for a bit forget about the high of that first moment of, oh my God, I'm through the door, like I've done it. You've never done it, obviously, but like I'm in. And I don't actually think that you can recreate that high again. I think after that, it's just you want to stay in it.
Yeah.
There's something very special about that first thing, that first moment.
Well, it becomes like from being like the special new thing to like your life.
Yes.
And like your normal. And I think there's always that. Like I think now I'm in a place where I'm like, okay, now I need to find the thing that's going to make sure I stay here. I think because Heartstopper I got so unconventionally, there's always been a part of me since then. I've done other jobs and I feel like I have solidified my place in the industry. But there's still that thing of like, well, I didn't train, and so I need to like prove that I'm not just a fluke and will stay here. And I guess this part of it is like the like I always say like the Harry Potter, the guys who did Harry Potter. There's like they spent the rest of the next 10 years trying to shake Harry Potter. Yeah. And it's not that I want to shake Heartstopper at all. It's just I definitely don't want to be defined by it.
No.
But I think it's like the Miley Cyrus. It's the And I do think I'm going to go and get naked on a wrecking ball, but
you could.
I could.
Yeah, you could do that.
Maybe.
There's still time.
There's still time.
It's such an interesting thing because I don't think that feeling ever really goes for anybody in terms of like, whether you call it imposter syndrome or just the feeling that, oh, everybody else knows what they're doing apart from me. I don't think that ever goes. And maybe that's not a bad thing. I think it's often the people that are so comfy in, I've nailed it, I deserve to be here, could be complacent or could take it for granted, or I don't know. I don't think it's a negative. And
I agree.
I've sat and chatted to so many people who have been doing their careers for years and years and years, couldn't be more qualified. And there's still that little feeling of, God, or like even if it's not in this industry, like CEOs, I go and do like, talks in different banks or big companies. And you've got CEOs leading huge teams. And there is still that feeling of, is it okay that I'm the one delegating and telling people what to do, or at the top of the tree? Or I think it's a healthy thing to have if you can keep it in check.
I agree. I think use it.
Yeah. Use it to propel you.
Yes.
I mean, as you say, you've done lots of other things. One of them being Broadway, which is a huge deal. Like that is, if you want to act on stage, it doesn't get any bigger.
No, definitely doesn't get any. But Broadway is, the West End is amazing, but there's an energy that New York and Broadway and the culture of that brings that is just unparalleled. I think also for me doing it, like that was what I wanted to do musicals when I was younger. Like that was my passion, and to then do a Sondheim musical on Broadway was very, very cool.
What was that first show like? I would have shit my pants.
Terrifying. Yeah. That was the most scared I was for the first one, because I was like, well, everyone is obviously going to record it on their phones. And so as long as I hit the notes in this song, in this show, because I think at that point, I knew I could sing the song, but I hadn't no one had ever heard me sing in public. And so it was a very, I don't know. I think actually weirdly though, I was the least nervous. Like I think my team were all far more nervous, because my agent was like, "Are you sure you can you sing, Joe?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can sing this song.
Yeah, it says on my CV, I can sing.
Yeah, this song specifically, I can. I practice. I can get it. It's good." And when the first show was done, or even like there's a top A flat in one of the songs, and I was like,
I don't know what that is, but it sounds really high.
It's quite high.
Yeah.
But it's like my money note. I think everyone's got that one note that's like, and I was like, that's the one I can.
That's the one.
And so as soon as I got that note out, and then end of the song that I was singing, I like hugged into Sutton Foster, who was playing Mrs. Lovett, and I just was like, oh, thank God, it's done.
Oh,
and now I can. My first show was a matinee as well, which is rude to do a first show on a matinee.
That is rude.
Yeah.
You want the nighttime excitement, not the afternoon energy.
No, also your voice. I wanted to
warm the hell up.
Exactly.
It's such a scary thing. I love going to the theatre more than anything, and I love watching all manner of shows. And I'm always in complete and utter awe at the liveness. It doesn't get any more live in terms of every movement, every word, every stutter, every breath is seen and heard by a huge willing audience. And on Broadway, that is magnified by a million, because they go there for the cream of the crop. This is the best show you're going to get on earth. How are you coping with that pressure of I cannot mess up?
I think honestly, I was just having such the best time when I was doing it. And like I had a moment where I was on the subway on the way to work with my tote bag and my iced coffee, and like the subway went past like a poster of my show that I was in, and I was like, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. Like walking in through stage door into this huge Broadway theater, my dressing room, and I could see like Times Square out the window. It's just like, wow, this is the coolest thing ever.
That's out of body experience.
Oh
stuff.
Yeah, but then the whole 5 months I was doing that was just that every day. It was great. Living in New York, amazing.
I love New York.
It's the best.
And what about? I always wonder this again with when I go and see shows. There is a monotony to doing a show like that. You are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Every day, twice a day, certain days. How are you coping with that? Like you've got the same lines to read. You need to bring this a level of excitement, but you're doing the same thing every day.
Yeah, I mean that it's weird. When I did Sweeney Todd on Broadway 2 years ago, and then I did a play in the West End last year. And even though Sweeney Todd was a almost 3-hour musical, I found that way less like the play wasn't monotonous, but there were a few shows in the play, even though it was 90 minutes and it was straight through, that like I'd come off stage and I'd be like, whoa, that was like I just did the thing, and it was almost like not there because I was so tired. Yeah. Whereas with Sweeney, there was only a few times that I was like, whoa, that's just. But I think I'm not sure I could do. Like there are people who do theatre for like the same show for years. I definitely couldn't. I couldn't do that. Not that my agent would let me do that.
No.
But I think my max would be like 6 months. I think I could do. But even then, it's a long time.
And it's an amazing discipline.
Yeah. When I went to Broadway, that was the first thing. I was like, all these people are so talented and so disciplined and so fit. And I was like, I'm none of those things. So,
I mean, you can see why a lot of actors do that flip-flop between they'll do a film, they'll do a TV show, then theatre, a little bookmark of theatre, back to it again, and just touching base with it for that level of discipline, for that level of the focus that you have to have just to even remember that many lines in a show every night is an exceptional muscle to keep flexing. Yeah,
it's kudos to them.
Yeah. So do you know what you're doing next, where you want to head next?
I don't know what I'm doing next. I know what I would like to do next.
Which is?
Which I'm not going to jinx.
It's a private manifestation.
Yeah. There's some conversations and things being had, but I'm right now excited for a summer of trips.
Yeah, you
Taking
need
my
to-
mum on the Orient Express
That's the dream.
at the end of August. So
Oh my
that'll
God,
be
I've never
nice.
done that, but that's so good.
I know. Well,
She must be
she's going to
thrilled.
listen to this, but I'm going to say it now. It's for her birthday present, and I think she thinks I paid for it, but I haven't.
Blagged it.
One of the benefits we were saying before about this world is
Hashtag spawn.
hashtag gifted.
Hashtag
Not even.
gifted.
They said I didn't have to post on my story about it.
Oh, love.
Well, maybe I should be saying this. Maybe I wouldn't like that.
Revealing the secrets.
Yeah, but I'm very excited for it. My mum's always wanted to go on the Orient Express. So
It's going to be magical.
yeah.
And also just you need to have downtime. Like you've just done this crazy ride of years non-stop. Time for a break.
Time for a break.
Time for some like being young person stuff.
That was my New Year's resolutions this year, was to be more messy and be more young. Yeah. And I think I've done them both all right so far this year.
I think that's such a good goal of like being more messy, because we're taught the opposite, like be as absolutely stringent with everything and make sure everything looks and is perfect. And it's so tense to live like that.
And I think maybe my messy is less messy than other people's messy, and that's good. But
That's good.
the last few years, I think I've been very like, got to be on and proper, and you know what? Actually,
It's time to get fucked up on the Orient Express, people. That's all we're
it
doing.
is. I went to Ibiza for the first time a few weeks ago. Yeah. Crazy.
So mad.
Yeah.
My God, some stuff happens there.
Yeah.
I've been quite a few times. It's nuts.
Yeah, I'll definitely be going back.
How important does it feel with whatever you do next? Maybe not even the next thing, but in the future, to have a level of, maybe it is activism, but I guess it's kind of like care at the end of the day, that the shows that you work on, theatre or TV, have a cultural impact like Heartstopper have, because yes, we can all watch it and be entertained and watch like these tender, beautiful love stories, but also watch real life issues being explored. Like in the movie, I loved the moment where Charlie, I don't want to give away too much, so spoiler if you haven't seen it and you're desperate to see it, but Charlie sets up this club for kids at the school that are part of the LGBTQ plus community to ensure there is a safe space in school. And yes, again, you've got this lovely group of people and you can be entertained watching it. But of course it's going to impact kids out there who feel like they are other at school, or feel like they are not taken care of, or there isn't a safe space at school. And it could even impact the schooling system. We hope too that, you know, teachers end up watching it and going, God, we need to implement something like this. Does that feel very important to you?
Yeah, I mean, especially with Heartstopper, I think that element of it is a key part of it, and is very special. And there's lots of points in the film that I hope people have conversations about and use. And I also think that, like, going forward, it's definitely important to me to do projects that align with who I am and what I believe. But I think we also can't decide what becomes a cultural thing. And so I guess my aim will to be carry on. I've never been someone who will shy away from what I believe and say that loudly, and I will always continue to be that. And so I would assume that if someone is putting me in their work, they know what I believe and what I stand for, and therefore the production would do the same, would value the same things I value. I've got no business in being something that doesn't align with my beliefs. Yeah,
of course. But it must feel amazing, whether this has been realised by yourself later down the line, that the show and you being part of it has had such a big impact on young people.
Yeah, it is. It's very special to be a part of something that people don't just watch, but seem to have like genuine impacts from, and it's a nice thing when people come up to you and tell you how much that your show means to them.
Do you think little Joe could have done with Heartstopper when he was a young teen?
I think little Joe would have benefited from Heartstopper, but I think little Joe would have probably made fun of Heartstopper because he wanted to survive in a very certain system. But I think he would have watched it in secret. But he wouldn't have told anyone he watched it.
But there'll be kids out there now that watch it in secret.
Yeah, and that's great too.
Yeah, it is. And you just hope that is the catalyst for them to not have to live secretly.
And I did, when Heartstopper came out, I remember going back to my school, and a lot of the younger students, because I was still in school, I think there's a lot more acceptance for self-expression. in younger people than even when I was at school, which was only 5 years ago, than there was when I was 12, 13,
Yeah. I mean,
which is good.
It's so good to see that progression, but equally heartbreaking for people like yourself that didn't initially have that thought that you could just be yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I say that, and all at the same time, like, I had a great experience growing up, and I never felt like I did come out at 12, and then went back into the closet, and then came back out, and all my friends were like, yeah, you told us like 3 years ago. And I was like,
I'm out again, surprise.
Yeah, I told everyone my Instagram had been hacked. I put it on my Instagram story. Why did I do that? Don't do that if you just come out when you're 12. That's my advice. Just take your time.
Yeah, of course.
You don't need to.
But you're 12.
Exactly.
What do you know at 12?
Exactly. And
you're trying to figure out how to say something huge about yourself.
Yeah. But they put it on Instagram if you want. Just, you don't need to. Yeah. You can just figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be around the right people that always have your back.
Exactly.
It's so important.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I love what the show is doing it's not just young people. I think there'll be old people out there watching it thinking, oh my God, I can just be myself. I can have the permission just to be myself without any worry. It's so important.
Yeah.
Joe Locke, we are compiling a happy place playlist of like songs that make you feel bloody brilliant.
Okay.
What are you putting on it?
Ooh, Joy by Ray.
Oh, that whole album.
But specifically this morning I was getting ready, and it's just that song. I'm not a dancer, but it just makes me move.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I also love Fearne, the end song where she just speaks over it.
The way she could read me the phone book.
Same.
In that just gorgeous voice. And all her orchestrations are all beautiful, and she's also, I got to meet her once, and she is so lovely.
So lovely.
Yeah.
She's a genius.
She's genius.
Okay, that's going on the playlist. Zero arguments about that one.
Doom. Thank you.
And my final question is, where is your happy place?
My happy place is... my happy place is probably in the Isle of Man. That's where if London's getting a bit much and I need to just go, I will go to my happy place, which is in the Isle of Man, probably at one of my auntie's house, having a coffee in the garden with my family and our dogs, or the beach, or just somewhere like nice and calm and quiet. But at the same time, my happy place at the moment is also my flat with my best friend that I've just moved into. And I lived on my own for a lot of last year, and it was great, but it's a little bit lonely when you just, my life is very busy, and I'm very lucky for that. So I'm always with people, and which is great. But there was a time when I was like, would be nice to live with someone. So I persuaded my best friend from since we were 4 years old. I was like, why don't you just move to London, move in with me? Like, that's just, and he did. And it's great. It's just great having like being sat on the sofa. We've been watching The Crown recently.
Oh, love.
And just like eating a Dishoom takeout.
Oh, so you're talking about a dream night. This is heaven.
It's the best. That's my happy place at the moment. But also home. I love going home.
Yeah.
Which I never thought I'd say when I left.
Do you know what? I feel embarrassed to admit this. I've never been to the Isle of Man.
It's very pretty.
I really want to go.
I didn't want to say that out loud, but I love it. I love it now I've left.
Yeah, I bet. But I think it's also really important, not only to touch base with like your roots, where you're from, and go back and, see those familiar sights, but also to have a break from the craziness.
Yeah.
It's so important. So important.
100%. It's nice to, I just like going home and like nothing has ever changed. There's always the same like local drama on Facebook about, and it makes me laugh and like it's really happy that like
someone stole someone's bin.
Oh yeah, like all the same things, or like, the bin men haven't come in 2 weeks. It's just awful. Yeah. And it is awful, but it's also annoying. It's nice to have that in the news rather than coming back to London and hearing lots of different news.
Yes.
But then at the same time, I love London so much, especially at the moment. As much as it has been too hot recently for too long, just going to a pub garden with some friends, or like line biking along the canal.
Oh, I love it.
It's just, great.
Walking around London in the sunshine is one of my all-time joys.
It's just the best.
It's everyone's in a better mood.
Everyone's great. Everyone's out on the streets having fun, laughing.
I like it at like 9:30 when it's kind of all balmy and dusky, and I love that feeling. It's so great.
It's the best.
Well, congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the end of this chapter. What a beautiful chapter to celebrate.
Yeah.
Like this is the full stop of it.
This is the full stop.
And I love that. I think it's so important to have new chapters in life and to look back and reflect and go, right, and what's the next bit? What an interesting and exciting part of your life we find you in.
Yeah, it feels...
I'm excited for you.
This is the end of a chapter. Oh gosh, I should start thinking about the next one.
Yeah, not just yet.
Not just yet.
Go on the Orient Express
Go on the Orient Express first.
and then worry about it later.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an end of year problem.
That's definitely an end of year problem.
Yeah.
I'll have a few months of summer.
Yeah. Oh, well, I love that for you. And thank you so much for being on Happy
No,
Place.
thank you for having me.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks.